seem to get them off the ground. I've been there. I spent a lot of years spinning my wheels. A lot of years. Are you writing them down? You got to write down your goals. If you write down your goals and review them continuously, write down the things you want. Put dates on the things you want. If you keep that constantly in your mind, it'll come. There's no such thing as unrealistic goals, just unrealistic expectations of time, right? You want a Ferrari? That's a legitimate goal. If you're making $20,000 a year right now and you want a Ferrari, it's still a legitimate goal. Unfortunately, it's going to take you a long time to buy that Ferrari, right? So if your goals and your incomes don't match up, then you need to look at your plan B. What can you do to shorten the amount of time it's going to take for you to acquire that thing that you desire? I know Ferraris, for most people, are just dream cars, but they do make them for a reason. That reason is people like them and people buy them. Some people buy them cash. A lot of people lease them, right? There's leasing companies that do that. A lot of people are just faking it and appear more wealthy than they are because they can finance the debt. I would not suggest doing that. You can have all the toys you want, but pay for them cash with money that you have extra after your bills and after taking care of your family and your future. Delayed gratification is important. It's very, very important. Because we live in a society that has trained us to go buy it now and pay for it over the next, year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Yeah, like 15 years to pay for your motorhome. That's ridiculous, guys. Buy a motorhome you can afford. It doesn't have to be a brand new one that has everything that your house has. You're going camping, right? Buy a cheap one. Work your way into the more expensive ones. It's okay. Who are you trying to impress? A bunch of people that don't care about you? That's silly. Think about your needs and your family. It's important for you to figure out what your goals are and what your needs are. Don't be concerned about other people and what they have, because they're not paying your bills. And they're not the ones that are going to have to be in your bankruptcy court because you overextended, got cheap credit when credit was cheap, and then when interest changed, you lose it all. Don't do that. 1 or 2 points in the interest is a lot of money in real life. Okay? So don't do that to yourselves, guys. You can have the things you desire, but you have to be patient. You have to be patient. There's nothing wrong with having those desires. Nobody says you can't have the things you want. You can't have everything. Just because you can't afford everything, you wouldn't have time to play with everything. Get your priorities in check. Get your goals written down, and you can have whatever it is you want. But you got to work at it. It's going to take work. You young people, teenagers, you got big dreams, and that's fantastic. Don't lose that. Understand the realities of paying for those dreams, though. I know when I was 18, I thought I could live on $1,000 a month because it was awesome. It was all the money in the world. I can blow that in a day right now. And have nothing to show for it, right? I don't. But if it's floating around, if I got the money sitting around, I can spend it easy, right? $1,000 isn't going to pay for very much where I live. Right? You get houses, you get cars, you get families. That money just doesn't go as far as it once did. So you guys got to think ahead. What you think is a lot of money right now, when you go to retire, is not going to be. There's guys who I have met with who have $30,000 and $40,000 insurance policies to look after their families when they die. How long is $30,000, $40,000 going to last you? How much do you make in a year? How much does your wife need to pay off the mortgage? You guys need to think about that when you're getting your insurance and stuff. Right? Just because somebody came by your house and sold you a policy, sounded like a lot of money when he bought it, might be time to update that. Because when you're done and gone, that $30,000 isn't going to go very far. Right? You need to think about inflation. You need to think about the cost of living now. How different it is now to when you bought your policy. You got to think of those changes. Don't listen to the sales guys. You got to do your math. Right? Talk to the professionals. Help you with this stuff. All right.